Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs. They have now secured a first round bye and the number one seed in the AFC playoffs, sitting at 14-3. Now, if the Bills win tomorrow and play the Chiefs in the AFC Championship, it will be at a neutral field. A Chiefs-Bengals AFC Championship would be in Kansas City, so it's looking good for Kansas City as far as home field advantage goes. Now, Patrick Mahomes made some crazy statistics this season. He's on his way to win an MVP, another MVP, I should say. Finished the regular season with 5,250 passing yards, which is good for sixth most in NFL history. He has 41 passing touchdowns, which is definitely the highest in the NFL. I mean, to me personally, it's not even close. He is certainly going to win his second ever MVP in the National Football League, and I'm very excited for him. He's had at least one passing touchdown in each of the Chiefs' 17 games this season. He is the first quarterback in Chiefs history to throw a touchdown pass in every one of the team's games in that season. So, congratulations, Kansas City. You guys definitely deserve it. Before we get any further into today's video, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button. I'm posting Chiefs content right now about once every other day. If you guys want more, if you want daily NFL content and 4 times a week Chiefs videos, you've come to the right place. Let's try and get 100 likes on today's video. That would be absolutely awesome. But be sure to hit that subscribe button, and most importantly, let me know your opinions down below. You know, the AFC is looking really good. The this is going to be a really fun playoff. So we'll talk about a couple of things in the Kansas City Chiefs' favor a little bit later on in today's video. But, you know, with the Buffalo Bills, with the Cincinnati Bengals, you know, even teams like Miami, Baltimore, it's shaping out to be a really fun postseason. Now, with Kansas City, the good news is you have guys like Mecole Hardman back. You know, a couple of games ago, you got guys like Kadarius Toney back. They're getting healthier and healthier and healthier, and to me, that is going to be the difference maker between a hopeful Super Bowl and, you know, maybe not a Super Bowl for Kansas City. So let's just dive right into it. Now, personally, I'm not taking away too much from that Raiders game. However, you know, the Raiders, they almost took down the number one defense in the San Francisco 49ers last week, and it was due to a Jarrett Stidham interception in overtime, which basically sealed that game. There wasn't too many things I was focused on in today's game outside for Kansas City, outside of turnovers and running the football, and they did a great job at both of them. They did a phenomenal job. They, 0 turnovers. Patrick Mahomes, I know he didn't have a crazy day, did throw 18-26, 202 yards for a touchdown, but it's the last week of the season, and all you had to do, you just got to get the win, and you're the number one seed. Like, please don't get hurt. It's not worth the one seed. Like, just do what you got to do. They've been in this position before. They've been in this situation. They know what to do, and they did a great job at it. Now, running the ball wise, the reason I mention that is because headed into today's game, they were a worst 10 running offense in the league. And I know CEH is down, but let's be real here. Long-term, CEH isn't looking great. I don't think he's going to be a part of the Chiefs franchise, for his entirety of his career especially, but like, Isaiah Pacheco is the future. He is the truth. And today he had 8 carries for 64 yards and a touchdown, and it's exactly what I wanted to see. And by the way, 8 to 64, that's 8 yards per carry. It's 8 yards per carry. So, the Chiefs, they won 5 straight games. Patrick Mahomes is on his way to win another MVP, but you also have a long-term running back in Isaiah Pacheco. And what's crazy is, as it stands right now, it's averaging just under 5 yards per carry, which for a rookie, it's extremely impressive. It's extremely impressive. Now, it wasn't just Isaiah. We also had a little bit of Ronald Jones. And one of the things, if you guys were watching my last couple of Chiefs videos in the last few weeks, with the injury to CEH going on the IR, I wanted more Jerick McKinnon. All right? But Jerick McKinnon has been such a red zone receiving target that we haven't seen him too much in the rushing attack. Now, we saw Ronald Jones, who on the season, we have seen almost nothing of him. Like, pretty much nothing of Ronald Jones on the season. 10 carries, 45 yards, and a touchdown, 4.5 yards per carry. It has me just very curious. Are we going to see Ronald Jones in the playoffs? Is that something they've been keeping in their back pocket for the entire season? Ronald's a really capable running back who had a tough go last year with Tampa Bay, only ran for 428 yards, but the year before that, he was just 22 yards short of running for 1,000 yards. He had 7 touchdowns, rushed for over 500 or 5 yards per carry with 5.1 yards. So it's just something that really caught my eye today. Now, I mentioned earlier the addition of guys like Mecole Hardman and Kadarius Toney. Well, Kadarius had 3 carries, 26 yards. He did have that touchdown. It's just another one of those things, and my whole last video that I made a few days ago on the Chiefs was guys like Mecole, guys like Kadarius especially, statistics just simply aren't going to do either of those players justice in any way, shape, or form, and I think that might go on for their entire career. However, that could definitely change. But Kadarius Toney, he did catch 2 balls for 18 yards, but he had that rushing touchdown, and he had almost 30 yards per carry, or rushing on the night, almost 10 yards per carry. It's just one of those things where I remember when they got him at the trade deadline, it was like the Giants gave up on him that fast for that to go to Kansas City. Like, teams like Cincinnati, Buffalo at the time, Miami, even Baltimore, they have to be shooting themselves in the foot. Like, we didn't really have to give up anything for Kadarius Toney. Well, we probably should have done that. So, all in all today, the Kansas City Chiefs, they only gave up 1 touchdown, and it was, at the end of the game. It was 24-3 at halftime, which was perfect. You held Josh Jacobs, who's having, like, a season of his career. 17 attempts, 45 yards, that equates to 2.6 yards per carry. And, once again, Josh Jacobs is having a phenomenal season. He has over 1,600 yards on the year. He has 12 rushing touchdowns. Like, that's a big deal. Jarrett Stidham, the quarterback, led the team with rushing yards. But I know the defense, I've been preaching several weeks for now that third down defense is going to be a huge difference maker. Well, at the end of the day, the defense made plays. They had 6 sacks at the end of the day. Chris Jones had 2.5. Justin Reed had a sack. George Karlaftis had half a sack. This is exactly what you want to be doing right before the playoffs. Nick Bolton having just such an underrated season. He had 16 tackles. Trent McDuffie, who's really catching the fire right now, he had 7 total tackles. He had that pass deflection. This is a rookie, man. Like, these rookies, these young cats, and even the OG vets, they're stepping up when they need to. So enjoy that bye week. I'll definitely be making plenty of Kansas City Chiefs content. But once again, if you guys wouldn't mind hitting that like button, I really appreciate that. Really helps the video get out to new people. Let me know what you're thinking about this Chiefs squad down below, and I will see you guys later.